We have known about Rachel for the last 7 years since she was killed by the Israeli bulldozer. I take that back. She was killed by an American bulldozer. And we are appalled that our country is sending money to Israel or buying equipment for Israel to harm Palestinians.
Every year on the 16th of March, we have a vigil in memory of Rachel Corrie. So we are so pleased that the municipality of Ramallah is remembering Rachel in this way. And we will take this story back to the United States.
نبدأ حفل تدشين شارع ريتشل كوري اليوم بوجود أهل ريتشل وأصدقائها والحركة الوطنية والحركة الشعبية التضامنية، وبحضور معالي الوزير وعطوفة المحافظة وجميع ممثلين القوى الوطنية وحركة التضامن الدولية والمحلية.
أما اليوم في يوم الغضب العالمي احتجاجا على مس الإسرائيليين لمقدساتنا المسيحية والإسلامية وبحقوقنا، تتشرف مدينتنا بإطلاق اسم صديقة الشعب الفلسطيني ريتشل كوري على أحد شوارعها لتكون ذكراها دائما ولكي ترافقنا في مماتها كما رافقتنا في حياتها، مطلة على شرفة أمانينا وعلى نضالنا المستمر لحين تحقيق الاستقلال. بفضلك ريتشل كوري وبفضل تضحيات أصحاب الكرامة في كافة أنحاء العالم سيأتي اليوم الذي نحتفل فيه بزوال الاحتلال الإسرائيلي. شكرا لك ريتشل، وشكرا لكل الداعمين للقضية الفلسطينية.
Very good for me. Thank you very much from Rachel's family and from her friends to the Ramallah municipality for this really very amazing and moving recognition of Rachel. Thank you to the governor, to the minister, to all of the officials who have come to join us today, and to our friends from Olympia, or from Washington State, near Olympia, from Belgium, from around the world who are here today, and from our now old friends, dear friends from here in Palestine. It's so good to see the familiar faces and to see new friends and new faces here for this moment. It is particularly heartwarming to our family on this day to know that after 7 years, Rachel is remembered and that her contribution is acknowledged and appreciated. There's one thing I wanted to say. The governor spoke about how I believe you carry Rachel's spirit and courage with you. And I just want to share that I think what gave Rachel the ability to do what she did and to be here for the 7 weeks that she was in Gaza is that she carried within her the spirit and courage of the Palestinian people she was living with and growing to know and to love. I want to just say a few things about who Rachel was. She was a very compassionate human being. She was our third child. She was the best listener in our family. And she was a friend to many, many different kinds of people. She had an ability to connect with many different people. She had a great sense of humor and wit, which I think she gets from her father. She wrote to him from Gaza that if it was too difficult for him to think about where she was and about the dangers there, the challenges there, that he could pretend that she was in Hawaii learning how to weave. She was a wonderful observer. And so when she came here and started to write to us at home, she opened up our eyes to your lives here in Palestine. She wanted to make a contribution. She wanted to be effective. And she felt that this was one of the most important things, and we know now it was the most important thing she did in her life. She wrote about coming here. I recognize that as a citizen of the United States, I have some responsibility for what is happening here. I am also here because I need to see for myself. She thought about when she would leave, and what she planned to do, I think, were three things. To continue to educate people about what she had learned and what she was seeing, to continue the connections to the people that she had come to know in Gaza and here who were so important to her. And she talked about the importance of a commitment to this place and to places. When she died, I think Rachel has grown into a symbol of the thousands and of the millions who have come here to join you. Some who have died, Tom Herndl was named and others, but some have been injured. And she became a kind of a symbol for those people and for this movement. Today, on March 16th, some in the world are calling this an International Day of Conscience and a Rachel Corrie Day of Action. So I want you to know that not just here in Ramallah, but in the United States, in Olympia, in Seattle, in Madison, Wisconsin, and in other places, in Turkey and in Italy, in the UK, there are events like this happening, there are actions being taken. In the United States, there is a call out across the country for people to call the White House and to ask the Obama administration to end the siege of Gaza. If the Israeli government will not end the siege, people across the United States today are calling on the United States to do that. And we also recognize that we're very privileged, that Rachel is very privileged to have her case come forward in the courts in Haifa. So we will be emphasizing the lack of access to courts for Palestinians. I'm just going to close by saying that being here, I'm very much, and as I think about what's happened to nonviolent activists here, I'm very much reminded of the civil rights movement in the United States. And the words of Martin Luther King, who said that to be silent in the face of this and to stand back is indeed to be complicit in it. And I just want you to know, as we mark this International Day of Conscience, you do not stand alone. People are stepping up. They are not going to be silent. We will stand with you. We will not be silent. Rachel said, this has to stop. I think it is a good idea for us all to drop everything and devote our lives to making this stop. I don't think it's an extremist thing to do anymore. I still really want to dance around to Pat Benatar and have boyfriends and make comics for my coworkers, but I also want this to stop. Thank you so much for embracing my daughter and our family and for honoring her. I hope we will have many, many visits to Rachel Corrie Street in Ramallah in the years ahead. Thank you.
I will be short. Thank you, Mayor, Governor, Minister. Thank you all for being here, all of you that are here. Old friends, new friends from Olympia or Washington State. I thank you. I want to particularly thank the students that are here. You share the future with my grandchildren, and someday the people on the other side of the green line will understand that they share your future as well, and we work for that day, and I work for that day. I'm struck being here today with what I felt 7 years ago when Rachel was killed, because at that time I wanted desperately to thank the Palestinian people. Rachel was held in the hearts of Palestinians for the weeks and the months before she died. We're now sharing a house with a young Jewish woman from London, or from England, who held Rachel as she died. But I remember how much I felt I had to thank the Palestinians for them being a parent for me when she was in Rafah, and how much the people of Rafah meant to her. And so I thank you again. And as you remember Rachel, as you walk down these streets, I feel like to honor Rachel, what we have to do, our job is to remember you, and to go back to the rest of the world, go back to the United States, and make sure that the young people, all of you that work at the Lean, at the school, wherever, for nonviolent resistance to this occupation, to this oppression, that your word gets out across the world, and the world reacts in horror to what happens to you, and also in solidarity with you. And I promise you, I will go back. I will remember you as you remember our daughter, inshallah.
In the memory of Rachel, I'd like to give you a small present just for remembering Ramallah and Ramallah means.